What a hard act to follow. That was so beautiful. Really, really beautiful. This is such a stirring afternoon, evening. I just feel so moved and so enriched and so full of our beautiful friend, and this wonderful family has given us this opportunity to heal, to remember. Blanche and I are writers, so we write everything down. We don't have an excuse of language. But Gao cherished his family, all of you, and Betty and Mary, the mothers of his children. He was so proud of you all, and he would be so absolutely just dazzled with this kind of remembrance that you're providing for him. We met him through our Costa Rican friend, Selena Garcia. Her children were students at Rudolf Steiner, and she said, "You've got to meet their teacher. He's from Brazil, he's a musician." And she brought him over, and Blanche said she saw him enter our living room with two spirit figures on either side of him. And she said to him, "Who is with you?" And he said, "My ancestral guides." That was just the beginning. The three of us shared a very fierce passion for human rights, justice, dignity, equality, and Thiago and I collaborated on some theatrical pursuits together. One was performed at the St. John the Divine, the Old Testament story theater called The Well of Living Waters. I didn't know his whole Baptist background and how he knew all those hymns so well. And then he did a beautiful sound texture to my play, Growing Up Gothic. And I wrote lyrics for his Taking My Place in Time. And Blanche commissioned him to compose a piece for my birthday, and then I commissioned him to compose a piece for her birthday. So. And we just treasure all of his recordings and that legacy. So our friendship encompassed music, activism, lots of fun and good times, and support in the challenging and very difficult times, too. We very much miss his presence in our life and our lives. I wanted to read a little something that he wrote about the origin of his organic percussion. I said, "You really have to write this down," so I helped him put it together, and it's just a little excerpt. He said he became interested in the 1970s in discovering more subtle elements in music, and I submerged myself in the creation of different sounds in the various rhythms of my compositions. And to promote an array of colors and textures, I began collecting artifacts from nature, starting in the Amazon rainforest where I was born and lived during my first 20 years. So the creation of the Boca do Mato, the jungle's mouth. During this initial search for organic materials on my way to the Rudolf Steiner School, I passed in front of the French consulate on Fifth Avenue. There was a rectangular wooden Chateau Neuf de Pape wine box set out after their art exhibit the opening night before. I tapped the box and felt an incredible sonority. In my school shop, I kept only the frame and added a very fine, thin sheet of wood for the front. For the back, using a slightly thicker panel, I carved holes for a varied and deeper resonance. Physics played a role in its acoustic construction, architecture in its design, form, symmetry, and physical beauty. I sat down, leaned my first Boca do Mato up lengthwise between my knees, explored sounds with my hands and fingers, and was rewarded with a rich vibrancy ranging from gentle whispers to throbbing beats. Over the years, I have made the jungle's mouth with woods from the Amazon and from around the world. The creation of the Boca de Barro, the clay's mouth. The subtle contrasting sounds from the jungle's mouth led to experiments for deep-toned resonance in ceramic drums. I designed the form and shape of the instrument for professional potters to throw and fire the raw clay. My first design for a boca de bajo was realized by the talented potter Andrea Kimball, who is here. She added several colors to a beautiful, brilliant glaze. I play this bokeh on the Sharon Isbin CD, Journey to the Amazon. I have designed various shapes of the bokeh, all with resonantly earthy sounds. The bokeh de mato is the centerpiece of my percussion instruments. I name this methodology of sounds organic percussion because the source is nature, fields, rivers, mountains, forests, and deceased animals, including birds, tapirs, turtle shells. Since the 70s, I have been performing with these instruments, reflecting the sounds of the rainforest, the sounds and rhythms of nature.